skillful working, and methodical working. These are the things which one must learn from the ladies, because like their job is multifarious. Unlike us, when we do a typical one type of the work, the lady wife of army officers on their own, they groomed themselves and they rise to the occasion. Women play very important role in everyone's life. We must keep encouraging them, keep them at parity with you at your level throughout your life.
Hello, everyone, and I'm back with another episode on Men's Talktown. So, today I have another eminent personality with me, Colonel Zia, and Sir is a veteran from the Indian Army, and I'm absolutely elated and honored to have him on the show. Thank you so much, sir, and welcome.
My pleasure.
Yeah, so he has given his long introduction in very short, which is an again long one, but I'm going to read it. Colonel Zia was commissioned into the Corps of Engineers Indian Army in the year 1982 December. He was the topper of Commando Course of Indian Army, which is considered as the toughest, and was awarded with Commando Dagger, a rare distinction for any army officer. That's wow. He has carried out important operations at the Nepal bordering China successfully. Colonel Zia was part of the IPKF contingent, which carried out many operations in Sri Lanka. He successfully carried out many high risk operations with paracommandos. He was instructor at Commando School, Belgaum, India, Army's premier institution, where only 24 instructors are selected from 1.2 million strong Indian Army. An engineering graduate from CME and did his master's in engineering from Karnataka University. Held command of many institutions as garrison engineer at Ganganagar and was second in command of 4 Engineer Regiment. He was director of projects, engineering and finance with CEDRDO Delhi. After 26 years as commissioned officer, he took PMR from Army and went to do the IM Management Calcutta Management course where I met Sir. He joined Metas as South India Head and Profit Center and rose to Corporate Head India. He served with many other corporate groups as heads in various capacities. He moved abroad with Sheraton and was their project head for Persian Gulf. His last assignment was Eagle Hills with Mandarin Oriental Group as country head based at Muscat, Oman. Amazing. With so many accolades and awards and achievements in your kitty, how do you feel, sir? And please tell us more about your journey.
Thank you very much, Sonali, for an elaborate introduction of me, and grateful. As I said, I studied in Kendriya Vidyalaya, earlier which was known as Central School. There I used to have not many friends of mine. They used to come from defense background, and being with them, playing with them, studying with them, meeting their parents, this green uniform got imbibed in me. And there only I decided that one day I will also become an army officer. And my journey started from school onwards. We all, those who were aspirant, used to get together and started preparing for the army from school onwards. And we thought nothing else. Army was my passion, and I was happy when I achieved it.
Wow, that's that's really wonderful. So I'm going to straight away dive into our main topic of today's discussion. I would definitely like to know that who are the women who have supported you professionally and personally in your journey, and whom do you consider them as your role models?
Firstly, I will just talk this topic in two parts. Firstly, before joining, and second is after joining.
Okay.
Before joining, of course, my sister, her name is Dulcia, and from class ninth onward, I started preparing, and she used to help me in preparing, because those days there were no elaborate system of studying and qualifying UPSC. So we used to take the newspaper, and the central spread used to be the editorial, which I used to read and used to make out the good points from there.
Wow.
And my sis, who is younger to me, she used to ask question out of that to check how good are my GK.
Okay.
When I qualified for Indian Military Academy, then when I was about to join, people came and were trying to tell my mother, army is very, very risky job. don't allow him to go there.
Yes.
So my mother said, risk that the profession is given by the God, where he is destined to have his profession, where he is supposed to get his risk. Risk means your day-to-day earning, day-to-day food. So he will go. If he is written that he should join army, he will join army. And God forbid, nothing will happen. Everything is on Almighty. These were for my wife. Sorry, this was for my mother.
The
Now coming to my wife. Of course, immediately after services, when I was at CME, then I got a message. I was supposed to go and report at Sri Lanka, at Vavonia, which was considered the peak places where the fight was going on. So when the message came, I kept quiet. I did not inform my wife that I have got posting to Sri Lanka. In the evening at the institute, I remember one of my postmates, he came shouting and was telling my wife, ma'am, congratulations, sir has got a foreign posting. So my wife asked, where? So when I told her, yes, yes, I want to tell you, but it has come to Sri Lanka. So my wife said, okay, no problems. You should have told me. It doesn't matter. I am a army's officer's wife. When I married you, I have thought of all these things. Don't worry, go ahead. We are there. I will take care of the family. By that time, I had a small kid. He was about 1 year old. So three ladies, two before and two after. My mother and my wife
sister.
continue supporting me
Yeah,
thereafter.
mother, sister, and wife. Yes, absolutely wonderfully said, sir. As you mentioned about the risk of joining army, and I didn't know that it is set for men also, because while I was about to set my foot in the Air Force, many of them discouraged my mother that she should not join because it's a different profession, and women don't join there, or how it's going to be, you never know. So being an engineer graduate, she should do a normal maybe a job or something like that. But I think it's always a wise decision, and as you correctly said, that the wives who support, I mean, they are the pillars behind the officers, matters a lot, because their strength and their dedication, their sacrifice goes a long way in maintaining the officers position or their work, I would say. So moving on to the next question is that, what role do you play as a man to encourage women in your personal and professional life?
Oh, that's absolutely good question. I will tell you. Education right from day one in our family, all ladies have done their post graduation,
Wow.
and some of them they are pursuing her PhD. To tell you, two of my nieces, one presently she is doing her PhD at Oxford, England, and another one, she is pursuing her MPhil in economics at London School of Economics. So
Brilliant.
two of our kids, they are in London as of now, a rare distinction.
Yes.
And in our family, the ladies are always taught to study more and to be independent in all respect, because an educated lady is the one who carry out the family in best possible way.
Absolutely, sir. And as you mentioned about your family, so just tell us a little more about your, like, ma'am and your wife. I mean, how did you meet her, and what was the story? And how do you,
Okay, okay.
and I would also like you to highlight, how do you support her?
Okay, first of all, how I met her. When we have gone to CME for our degree course, there used to be one of my course mate. He happened to be from Jaipur, and he happened to know my in-laws well. So he came to me and said, "Ki, look, I know one very good Sherwani family. They are based at Ajmer. They have got a good family background. They are because of my wife's grandfather was also from the police services. My father-in-law was Indian Information Services. So he said, "Ki, look, and they are well educated. They all studied from Sophia Ajmer." So I told him, "Ki, look, in that time, uh, I said, "Ki, these things are not talked and finalized by me. this is my home address. Ask them to get in touch with my mother, and thereafter we will do.
Right.
So when I had gone home during the vacation, my mother had a conversation with me, told me, look, we have got some this thing and all. Family looks good. How about you getting married? Because by then my sister younger to me has already got married. So I told her, no, mama, no. Until unless I meet a girl, I will not. She says, how can you meet the girl unless I ask their parents? So she spoke to their parents, and the parents said, okay, you're most welcome. So I, along with my mother, went to their house. We met, spoke, and when we spoke to her, then finally everything got settled. And that night only my mother asked, how did you like the girl? I said, yes, she is good. So when I said that, then she said, then I am going ahead and doing the engagement. So I said, are you prepared? So she took out a gold ring from her finger. She said, look, I have brought this one.
Oh my God.
So this is the way we got engaged, and within few months only we got married also.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. And okay, so moving ahead, I would like to ask you that what are some of the stereotypes you think are associated with women, and as a man, how do you see it, or how would you rather handle it? I would like to say.
No, actually, before we go ahead, I think I missed out
Okay.
about my wife.
Okay.
She was a topper throughout.
Okay.
She wanted to become an IPS officer.
Okay.
So when we got married, so as a good husband, I brought all possible books for her, and I said, "Okay, start preparing." She said, "Okay, I will." And as the month passed by, she gave up. She said, "No, no, no, I am very happy. I don't want to do anything in life now. Let me be a housewife only." So,
Okay.
so this is the way we is that we I tried my best to make her sit for the competitive exam, and her willfully she said, "No, not now. We will see what I can do afterwards." Now, about the ladies, we always encourage them to do well in life. My wife also taught in various schools because, as you know, in army we keep moving to various places.
Right.
So the best job for them used to be the school. So she taught at KV Samra as a PGT English, and when we were in Ganganagar also, she joined Bihani Public School. And thereafter, the kids were growing. She said, no, now I will not continue my profession. I will start spending time with the kids because their education and their development is more important. So I said, fair enough. So whatever she said, we followed that and things moved on.
Sir, so you really said it well, like a good husband. So like that's important. But the best part I feel is that you encouraged her to pursue what she wanted to. Later on, it was her choice to not take it up as another issue. I think another not issue, but another fact. But I think you supported her to the core. Is really that's really wonderful and good that you mentioned this. uh, you mentioned this about the your wife's journey. So, coming back to the question, I would just like to ask you that what are the stereotypes you feel are associated with women generally, and how do you think that men can handle them? So, like, would you like me to give some examples, or should that be like you take?
No, stereotype means generally what they do in their day-to-day life. You mean that?
In professional life or otherwise, whatever you think best, like whatever comes to your mind. Yeah, example is like maybe some people say that uh, a woman may not be able to handle finances, or a very high position because of family life, or they cannot work late nights. So many things are typically considered with women, or after marriage they are not able to work properly, or with kids around. So these are some stereotypes you think that it really works in professional and personal life. How does it goes?
No, I'll just give you a few examples.
Okay.
Like when I went to Sri Lanka, as my wife, she said, why waste time? So my younger son, who was just 1 year, so he was being looked after by my mother-in-law, and my wife joined her B.Ed. And as she is habitual of doing good, she also stood in the university. She got a position in university, and thereafter, when I was posted to Delhi and she was in Hyderabad, my elder son, he developed some abdominal pain, and the night too, she took out the car, took him to the hospital, and early morning he was operated upon. She called me early morning and said, "Ki elder one had, I took him to the hospital, and appendicitis was found,
Yeah,
and he was operated upon. And everything is good." So it means the lady wife of army officers on their own, they groomed themselves and they rise to the occasion. And these are the life example.
absolutely.
Because like appendicitis, when it was because the doctor said, "Hey, ma'am, you brought him in the right time, otherwise this would have been fatal."
Yes.
So they always rise to the occasion, and this is my personal occasion. Sorry, my personal
Personal
experience
opinion.
on, about this.
Experience. Absolutely. No doubt about it, sir. So similarly, like you've worked at so many places on different in different areas, different fields. So you must have come across, ladies who worked with you. So how did you work with them, or how did you feel working with those women officers or the cadres? And what was your opinion?
No, like in my opinion, in every form of your professional life, let it be army, let it be thereafter once I joined the corporate services, the various colleagues, I will say, those used to work with them and all, and those were with us, and we always tried to share the knowledges whatever we have, because sometimes they are good on a subject, sometimes we are good.
Right.
So generally we used to exchange, and like I always had an you can say this is my nature, to share the knowledge whatever you have with them, or to get the knowledge from others, those who have got better than you, because like learning is a never ending process. And I was told by my grandfather, ki, like he used to say, ki even if you get any knowledge even from a downtrodden one also, you must pick it up, because knowledge is the gold.
Good.
So that was imbibed in my mind, and throughout of life, wherever I found, we shared the knowledge, we gained the knowledge, and we kept on giving to other people. Because as it is said, the knowledge shared is knowledge grown.
Absolutely well said, sir. So, what
Thank
do
you.
you think, as we are talking of knowledge, and also what particular skills you think that men can pick from women, or certain skills which you observe are really, noteworthy with
Okay.
women?
First of all, like most of the women, they have got immense uh, patience. Like my mother always to say, there is a quote in Urdu, which says, being patience or keeping patience is good to the godliness, right? That actual word is innallaha ma sabirin, means
Okay,
the God are with those who have patience.
patience. Yeah.
Then coming to my wife, they are very dedicated. They are very hardworking. They for them it's 24-hour cycle, because when we move out with our profession, they keep everything ready. Let it be any other things also. So vis-a-vis, uh, we can say they are very methodical. They are very uh, they are full of simplified way of working. Like here we see how we can do fast in there, and their perseverance, they continue in doing good. So basically, like patience, one is patience, then there is a perseverance, then comes their skillful working and methodical working. These are the thing which one must learn from the ladies, because like their job is multifarious, unlike us when we do a typical one type of the work, and a lady never says no.
Right.
You ask her anything to do at even 12 in the night, she will not say no. She says, "Acha, okay, I'll do it. Give me a minute." So these are a few things we must learn from the ladies, and it is good for us to imbibe those uh, thing in us if possible.
Wonderful, sir. Absolutely well said. Here, I actually want you to share that one of the stories which you had mentioned to me long back. I recollected that when you were once at Sri Lanka only at the battlefield, and you had called your mother, and what did she tell you about that? So
Okay, okay, okay.
I would
No, that
hear that.
that is again one of the most wonderful message ever I had from my mother. Actually, what happened amidst the operation, there was plenty of casualty, and everyone, or like I lost so many colleagues of mine there. So what has happened, and I do not want to talk all those things with my wife. So the only person whom I can share about the problems of operations in Sri Lanka, I called my mother over a phone. There used to be a place called Madhukunda, a height for telecommunication.
Okay.
So one of our officer was posted there. So I approached him and I got a call to my mother. And I shared with her, okay, look, Mama, there are so many people dying. Who knows what will happen tomorrow? So my mother said, Kullu nafsin zaikatul maut. It means every person has to die one day. And whenever God will wish, your time has come, you will die. So do not worry. We are not worried about you. Please carry on your tricolor and keep moving ahead. If something had to happen, it will happen. If nothing is supposed to be happen, nothing will happen, and you will come back happily. So this was one of the great encouragement what one gets from one's mother.
Sir, I think mm, this is something big because a mother telling her son in a battlefield that if you have that life, you will live. Otherwise, you may not, because it takes a lot of courage to say this. But when you know that you're fighting for your country and when you're doing such a great job, this coming this from a mother, it means a lot. It means definitely it means a lot, and I think salute to her and hats off to her spirit, her strength. So this is something we all should learn, I believe, because it's really great on her part to say this. Mothers would usually not want to say this to their sons or their daughters, to their children. So that's what makes you, I believe. That's what makes you also. So thank you for sharing this, sir.
May Almighty bless. May Almighty bless the departed soul. She left us in 2005, but her memories, her words
Yes.
of wisdom always will carry on with us
Yeah.
throughout life.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that, but absolutely. Absolutely. What is that one thing you would like to tell the society men should follow where we can make, the environment or the working place safe for women? So, what is that one thing? If you want to share more, you're most welcome. But I want at least one thing you would like to highlight where which men should follow, at least at workplace first.
So first and foremost is, like women are equal to men in all respect. Whether they are 110%, they are 10% more than what we are. So like that old thinking that women are inferior to men physically, maybe in some cases, but otherwise, no chance. They are always good. Let it be professionally, let it be otherwise. They have been always good,
Right.
and it is good to be with them, talk to them, work with them, encourage them, and the best thing is make them study, make them educated, make them independent, and let them do whatever they feel is good. If your views are asked, please share with it. And if you are told something to do, to encourage her, go ahead. Rather, always laughingly, I always say about my wife, yeah, I thought I am boss of the house. Lately, I realize I am housing the boss.
Great, great. That's really wonderful. So I think, sir, we'll end our session here for today. But it was absolutely honor and amazing to have you on the show. Thank you for sharing all the anecdotes what you shared, and enlightened us with so many stories and so many such your vast experience. Thank you so much, and we'll see you around soon. Thank you so much.
I would like just add a few words.
Please.
Women play very important role in everyone's life. We must keep encouraging them and keep them at parity with you at your level throughout your life. Thank you very much. It has been a pleasure being with you and talking to you, Sonali. God bless.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, and thanks for adding those lines. So, I would request all the viewers to subscribe this and watch Men's Talk Town regularly to get so many lovely stories, and we get to know so many insights about this part of men who are talking about women. So, it's their perspective about women. Thank you so much, and Jai Hind, sir. Thank you.
Jan, thank you very much. It has been a pleasure talking to you.